Good morning, everybody. You are listening to the Cindy Cochran Show right here on Lone Star Community Radio, soon to be on 2 different FM stations, 104.5 and 106.1. And that's just, around the corner. And we will give you firm date and all that so that you can go run out and sit in your car. And you could take your computer with you if you want to, but if you want to go sit in your car and listen to us and drive around this area, you certainly can do that. I know friends of mine that will be doing that just to that really is happening. It's really going to happen. Yes, it will. And it's going to be exciting. And we are on the Cindy Cochran Show Monday through Friday, 10 to 11. And go to my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show, and you can find out what's going on, what's happening. Usually I do like every day what we're going to be doing, but I gave a list of Monday through Wednesday because it's so exciting. We had a great lineup, and today we have Travis Bryant here with us. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning.
And so he is in the studio, and I was just so excited that he was going to be here and talk about things that are happening at the Renaissance Festival. When you say that name, it's like everybody stops, because everybody that has been there and that has experienced the Renaissance Festival, they take themselves back to that magical time in their life when they got to go, and they go, well, I've got to go again, because of course it's like an evolving thing, and different people are coming in, and in fact that's what we're going to talk about, how they're right now staffing, and it's and if you've been to the festival, of course, you know that these are just not the normal people off the street that actually you want. You want somebody with a little quirk. Is that true? Just a little bit of difference?
Yeah, it is true. Especially when we're looking for, right now what's coming up is we have our second round of auditions for our performance company and specialty acts. And and if those particular people, particularly need to have a particular personality type, a certain set of skills, and we're looking for memorable characters.
Great.
People that will stand out in a crowd and make people remember who they are.
They have to have mad people skills, right?
You do.
Wow. You don't want to put anybody off by the way that you're talking to them or acting, but you are expecting a little bit of of that. It's like if you went to New York and you went into the deli and somebody said, "May I help you this morning?" "Oh, thank you. My pleasure." And no, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for, what do you want? Hurry up. Are you seeing me people you got late? Let's go. Come on. What are you, from Texas? So it's good that you have that personality, that showbiz personality, and that and sometimes people want to be offended. It's just, I don't know why that is. I think that's why we're have the nominee that we have in the Republican Party, because people don't mind being offended or they like a little something different. And so this year especially. So are you do you think you'll have any Donald Trump characters out there or anything like that?
It's kind of funny. We have these as we're looking for types for casting. We have these 8 themed weekends. And every weekend we have a court of characters who are kind of the hosts for that weekend. So opening weekend is Oktoberfest, and we have a German court. But we are not historical reenactors, so we tend to play fast and loose with history. Right. And so our German court, they're all wearing like lederhosen, and they're they look like your typical, if you would go to Oktoberfest in Germany, what they would be wearing, what the traditional costumes would be for that group. We have a Roman Bacchanal weekend, so we have an Italian court. But our Italian court is more like the Corleones or the Sopranos.
That's great.
So we play for theater, and we play for whimsy and comedy, and and each one of those groups will create their own. Every year they'll create their own bits that they'll be doing out on the path, and during their particular featured bits in the few scripted shows that we have. And typically, you'll find that in an election year, particularly an election year like this one, you're going to have some commentary worked in there as well.
Well, I was just wondering if you'd have the 2 characters, Hillary and Donald, doing the jousting or something like that.
you know.
Who could knock off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always fun to see what people come up with.
That's right. So you do give them some leeway of what they want to put out there, and as it gets closer, and a lot of that's starting to come together, and then you'll have to be back. Of course, you're going to be back and talk to us about that, but it's exciting. So many exciting things happening at the Renaissance Festival, and we're going to talk about it during this hour. But first, of course, I have to break with this for just a moment and say, talking about the election. I'm telling you, you guys, this is, Paul Ryan. Now, see, he is the Speaker of the House. When they do these man on the streets and they ask people on the street, like, okay, who's this? And they hold up a lot of different of our political leaders, and no one has a clue. And then they go, hold up another picture, and they go, oh, yeah, that's Beyonce's husband, Jay-Z. Yeah, we know. And so people, it's just interesting of who knows what and who knows who and that kind of thing. But I think that Paul Ryan, if anyone that listens to the show a lot probably knows that he's Speaker of the House, and he had a question from one of the CNN spokespeople and reporters, and they asked, hey, you gonna support, you endorsing, you all in for Donald Trump? And he goes, Jake, I'm not there yet. I want to be there. I'm sure I will get there, but I'm just not there yet. And I mean, the people went crazy because they stopped that clip at that point. Instead of going on when he said, I want to sit down with him and I want to see what his values are, and if we're close to that, and we can get together, and there's negotiation and all that. I want to see what he's all about. I mean, that's just fair. Before I vote for somebody, I want to make sure I know everything that they're about, because I'm representing the Congress. So anyway, nobody said that part. All they took out was, no, I'm not there yet. I can't get on board yet. And they stopped the clip there. So see, but your host here, Cindy Cochran, will listen to the whole story, and I'll hear it from 3 different networks, and then from C-SPAN, and then from the person themselves when they said this. What I fear is a lot of times that people will whisper in Donald's ear and say, "Hey, Paul Ryan said he's not going to support you." Oh, really? And so then he gets mad at that instead of hearing the whole thing. Now they're going to meet on Thursday, and oh, would you want to be the fly on the wall? Oh, I would, to be that fly on the wall and listen to what they say. So when they come out afterwards and they're arm in arm and kissy huggy, then we'll know everything's going to be okay, and it's fine. But so that's an interesting thing that's going to happen Thursday, and we'll talk about it when we get the results from that conclave. Okay. The other thing. If I was a reporter right now, I would have such animosity for the Obama regime, because the reporters found out yesterday that Ben Rhodes, who went out and spoke to them about the Iran deal, Iran, whatever he's Iran, however you want to say it. Anyway, the Iran deal that we all were just going, what are you thinking? And everybody that said that, people would look at you like, wait a minute, that's good for our country, because we're going to be able to keep them from creating any kind of nuclear weapon for at least 15 months. That's a great deal. 15 years. And so for 15 years, and what will happen is they'll get tired of not being able to do it, so they'll just stop doing it. That's what's going to happen. And people will believe that fairy tale. And I would tell my 10-year-old at that time, I said, let me tell you a story. And I would tell him what this Iran deal was all about. And then he would say, what? Why would they want to help somebody that doesn't like us and that wants to kill us? And why would they give him? I don't understand that. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that this was someone like a 10-year-old would understand this was a bad deal. So anyway, this all went down. And what they said to us, what Ben Rhodes said to the reporters, is that we need to strike this deal right now, because they just made a regime change, and these are more moderate people there in leadership in Iran, and that's why we need to do this right now. Well, we found out that was not the truth. They had been talking way before that regime change. They'd already been in secret talks about this and told the American people that they hadn't been. And Ben Rhodes kind of bragged about this, just like the guy that did the Obamacare thing started bragging about how they had to sell it to the American people, and the only way they could get the American people to go with it is if they said that, yeah, you'll keep your doctors and you'll do all that stuff. And he got caught in his pontificating and bragging about the way he negotiated that deal, and they got in trouble and they had to backtrack. I mean, poor Obama has done so many Michael Jackson moonwalks on things that he has said that he, that what he was going to do and now he can't do, or got caught not doing the right thing. Anyway, but this deal was that he came out and said that the reporters are about 27 years old. And these reporters, the closest they've been to any kind of foreign policy or foreign exchanges is through a campaign. They have not had the experience, the world experience, and so they were easy to sell right down the road, and they could tell them anything and they would believe it because they don't do the kind of research and all that the older, more seasoned reporters would do. So it was a great sell for him. And he brags about this. Oh my word, are you crazy? Do you not think people are going to find out about this and how they're going to react to it, knowing that you try to put this over again? Again, we feel that you are trying to put things past us that we are just duped on. It's just duped on. Just like you'll keep your doctor, you'll keep what's in place now not going to change, and you're going to save money. So anyway, here we are, and Ben Rhodes is now having to moonwalk this thing back, trying to say it didn't really happen, and Fox just found a tape of the press conference where James Rosen from Fox asked the State Department, have you guys been in talks with Iran? That we're hearing that you have already been in talks with Iran, and you told us that you have not talked about this until now. And they said, no, we have not been, what you're hearing, and tried to spin that. Well, so Fox went back to do, since this has all come up again, they've tried to find this piece, and it was edited out. And you can tell it's edited out because there's the flash that happens right before he does his question and the answer. And they've gone to the State Department and said, why was this edited out? And they don't, what? We have no idea about that. We don't understand and how that happened. So now they got an answer for that. And then to top it off, what everybody is talking about right now and what is trending, and the only reason we can tell you that is because we're not looking at Facebook, because we have had a slap in the face book where we find out from disgruntled employees that have left and said, you know what, we were just trending stuff that we felt was good for the country, and a lot of the conservative stuff we were leaving out, and that's what was happening. So see what you learn from the Cindy Cochran Show. I'm out there listening for you and learning for you, and giving you the topics that people are talking about. That's what's trending, and we'll be right back with Travis Bryant and all what's happening at the Renaissance Festival. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the 3rd, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
Hey Conroe, mark your calendars for the second annual Great Conroe Hot Dog Giveaway. Join the American Legion Post 411 on Memorial Day, May 30th at Candy Cane Park from noon to 4. This free event is open to the public. Help us remember our fallen soldiers and stay for free hot dogs, refreshments, and live entertainment by the fabulous Cheyenne James. Visit www.americanlegionconroe.org for more information.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. It is Tuesday, and we have special guest Travis Bryant. Travis is here. He is, like, now, do you call yourself the spokesman, the chairman, the, you got it all, the knowledge of this, and so they send you out to make sure that everybody knows? Are you the spokesman for it?
And in some ways, yes. I mean, I'm not the chief spokesman. Our king is our chief spokesman.
That's true. And the king will visit us.
Yes, he will be visiting us. Okay. But my title is Director of Marketing and Communications. So,
right.
So getting the word out in every way possible is my job.
Right. I love that. And when you are director of that, you really do have a huge responsibility on you, because it is, how this is all played out. But you've got such a great reputation, and so many people know about you. You've done a great job, because it's easy to talk to people or say, hey, I want to come on and talk about the Renaissance Festival. We've got this and this going on. And they're like, jump on it. Just jump on it, because it is it's an exciting thing. You have got, now, people understand, they walk into the Renaissance Festival. They walk into another world. And you have different dimensions in this world, correct? Okay. Explain to me, as you walk in, first time you've never been there before.
Right. So, really, we are a theme park. And, when you think about about theme parks, classic theme parks, particularly, Disneyland, Disney World is kind of the gold standard. And in those, within that area, you've got within the park itself, you've got all kinds of different areas, different lands, fantasy land, adventure land, frontier land, whatever. And it's same for us. It's not quite as sometimes as strongly demarcated. That interestingly enough, a lot of the kind of the areas for our park are defined by food. Because we have for instance, we have a place called the Hacienda, which is a Spanish food section, and the lady who owns it, who's actually been with the festival for 40 years, this will be her 40th year, originally from Colombia. She started off selling empanadas there. And then she expanded over the years to have this full range of Spanish and Mexican-style, Latin American-style dishes that she offers.
So you create the environment that's different for each food, food group.
So we have a food section, and we have in that also our Spanish court, if you wanted to encounter some of our Spanish court characters, our King and Queen of Spain and all of those. That's where you would find them. We have the Greek Agora, which is a Greek food section. We have a French food section that's really a little more Cajun.
So now you have the music and you have the dancing going on that has all that to do with it.
So in the Greek Agora, for instance, there's a stage in the Greek Agora, and that's where Gypsy Dance Theater that does belly dancing and kind of Middle Eastern style entertainment is located on that stage.
Cool.
And we have a German food section that has the most amazing hamburgers of any place I've ever had.
Oh,
they are so good. And that's kind of back in the tower, around next to the tower stage, which is in that area is kind of German. We have the Arbor House there, which is a beer garden, and they have a couple of different bands that play German music, and so we have a Polish food section, and and so a lot of our areas of kind of culture and particular state parts of that reflect the different themes or the different courts that we have are kind of centered around food and drink, which is a lot of what our festival is about.
Yes, and the decadence of all.
Yes, so much.
And that you can eat, you don't have a vomitorium, though, is that correct? No feathers, nothing?
No, nothing like that.
No, come on, Travis, you can keep keep people there longer.
I know, but I mean, we do have flush toilets in Privy, so I guess you can use that. You can consider that the vomitorium. I don't know.
No, that's great. You do have flush toilets,
yes,
though.
we do. That's very important.
Are they BFIs? What are those? Is that what it's called? The BFIs, the outside toilets? I mean,
no. I mean, they're regular. We have regular restrooms. Yes, we have full service that are actually attended and kept sparkling clean. We get compliments on our restrooms being so clean, actually. So
did Buc-ee's come in and consult with you guys on what to do?
I don't know, but I don't know if they took inspiration from that or not. But
that's great. You know how important that is to every woman.
Absolutely,
every single woman. You know, like, do I have the clean restroom that I can go into? And flush the toilets, because a lot of times you think of this is. It's very I don't know what you call there's this name that would perfectly describe what I'm trying to say, that these people who live like this, through this, you know, like you eat, drink, and be merry, and forget about tomorrow.
So, and there's an interesting story about restrooms at the festival.
Yes,
you'll like this. This goes way back, because originally when it first opened back in '74, for the first few years there weren't flush toilets. You know, that was out in a big field. They hadn't got the plumbing hadn't gotten in yet, and all that kind of stuff. So they were just, you know, porta cans. Our owner, George Colum, one of the things that is very important to him is he doesn't like people to have to stand in line. He cannot stand for guests to have to stand in line. I love
this guy.
I know. It's brilliant. And so one of the problems that we had was we'd have these kind of often in this kind of secluded area where you'd have where the men's porta cans were and the women's porta cans were, and they were kind of set off in this back area, and people coming in couldn't tell whether one was available or not. So lines would back up. And there was no reason for the lines to back up because there were ones available, but they didn't realize that it was unoccupied. So this is where our attendance for our restroom started. Was he would actually assign people, employees, cast members to monitor those lines and tell people when the next one was available, and so they became. What was known as the Privy Council.
The Privy Council.
Because, and interestingly enough, back in Tudor times, in Renaissance times, kings had a Privy Council, and that was the council of his most trusted advisors, and they were his most trusted advisors because they're the people that he could go to the bathroom in front of. So that's where that whole term Privy Council came from. And so these guys took their job very seriously. The ones our Privy Council of the festival took their job very seriously, and they would come up with character bits to do. So, like, one of them would carry this big log around with him, and he'd go around and he'd drop a log, and he'd tell you this is where you can drop a log. Another one would carry around a loaf of bread and pinch off pieces of it and tell people this is where you can come pinch a loaf. So, you know, that's
drop the kids off at the pool.
Exactly. So
man.
that's one of the fun, you know, that's one of the fun aspects of the festival is that we look for ways to make even the most mundane things entertaining for people.
Right. And that you don't want a lot of attention drawn to the fact that you're going in there. Right. Yeah, thank you for that. No, but you have like regular, you know, because it's not temporary in the sense that you break everything down now, right? Lots of stuff stays up through.
Our village, our 55-acre English village that we call Newmarket Village, all the shops are standing shops. You know, everything stays up, and right now it's.
But are they open?
They're not open for business, but they
stay
there. You know? So. You know, with the exception of a few path shops that are tents and platforms,
right?
But you know, we have 400 shops, most of which are freestanding, and look like to create this illusion of this village. And so they're there, and right now people are working on them, and we're sprucing up the grounds and replanting the grass and the flowers and everything, getting it ready for next fall.
Oh, that's really good. Well, I didn't realize that you were there like all the time, but I thought there was a permanency. It sounded like as it grew and it became okay. We're going to be here every single year. Don't worry. But I love that that the restrooms, and we need to keep promoting that. That's really good because you keep thinking, where am I going to take my children, and where are they going to go? Because it's going to be so crowded.
One of the most important things.
And so, how do you keep the movement, no pun intended, going, that people are moving through there and out?
They now that we have these large, you know, these large restroom facilities with running water and flush toilets and 60 stalls in each side.
Okay, okay. Well, you got the Bucky feel then.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Yeah, it is. It's very much like if you go to a big Buc-ee's. It's that size.
You should have called.
And they're
them.
all over the village.
The place. Okay, so there's not just one. They have to walk all the way over.
No.
Because there is a lot of walking that goes on. So you need to be comfortable in what you wear.
Exactly.
But you've got a lot of people that come in costumes and all that. Right?
Absolutely, that's part of the magic.
Yeah.
Again, it's something that's a little different from a lot of other theme parks where you would go and you might encounter costume characters, but they won't let you wear a costume in. One of the things that I love about this is, in those places you go and you'll see princesses and princes and fun characters, and they'll say you can come and see the magic. People come through our gates, and whatever they're dressed as, if they're dressed as a knight or a noble or a barbarian or a stormtrooper or whatever, because we get all kinds.
Yes.
Our characters are gonna interact with them as if they are that person and treat them whatever station they're portraying.
Oh, I love that.
So in that case, it's not just so much come see the magic; it's come be part of the magic.
Yeah, right.
And oftentimes, people who come for the first time will come in the regular comfortable clothes that they're going to be outside, whatever the weather is. And then they'll look around and they'll see all these people in costumes, and they'll pass these shops where you can buy these exquisite, beautiful costume pieces and things like that. And they go, the next time I'm coming,
I'm going to be costume. Yeah. Well, the thing about it is it's in October. And so there's a slight likelihood it could be cool. Not guaranteed, because you still can have the summer, the summer feel to it.
October, November, we start in those, or like this last season, October 1st. Of course, it was a really rainy year, but the first weekend we opened October 10th, and it was really warm. The biggest thing that we got on the exit surveys from that weekend was, why don't you guys put out misters, because it was so hot,
right?
But by the last weekend, it was cold,
right?
And you never know. I remember the first year I was on cast there, my parents came to visit from Connecticut. They're all from Texas, but they were living in Connecticut at the time, so they came down for opening weekend, and they were all excited because they thought, I'm going to Texas. It'll be nice and warm. It's the first part of October. And it was so cold that weekend, and all they had were little windbreakers and shorts, and bless their hearts, I was wearing all my heavy costume pieces.
Now, do you guys have fires, like in the, because you have those different worlds that you can go into? Would you have log fires burning?
We don't really have open flames. We do have warming stations and things like that. Yeah. We make some concessions to modern times to make sure our guests are comfortable.
Right, but you try and make it feel like you've walked in. Exactly. And that, like in Disney World, whenever you go to the villages and I don't know what that's called, where they have, you can explore all the different countries, and you feel like you're walking down the main street of that
Epcot,
country.
Epcot,
yeah. And that was, and that's how you feel, but you are really embroiled, and these people who are in costume that believe that they are that person, they are one with that costume, and that the ambiance is there, and so everything is there, and the food that will be the real food from those different places. Now, like in the Italian part, so you got spaghetti meatballs, you got
we do have an Italian village that sells pizzas and spaghetti and stuff like that. Chicken Alfredo and all those kinds of things.
Oh my word! Because the best chicken Alfredo I ever had was at Epcot in an Italian. I went to the Italian thing, and everybody says get that, and so it was so good.
Last year we opened up a new area where we brought it that we call the Florence Market, which is kind of designed to be like a Florentine market space. Like if you were going to,
so
if you were in Florence on a weekend and you walk in.
Wow!
And we have a fire. What I was getting to was that we have a brick oven pizza parlor there.
Yay!
So you can purchase pizzas.
See, that makes you feel like that's going to be the best.
Calzones,
Okay, we got to take a break, and we're going to listen to the weather and all that. But we'll be right back with Travis Bryant and find out how you could be a part of this and be a character actually there. And then what's coming up is tickets. Tickets on sale, and they're on sale. Okay, we'll be right back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show, real reality radio.
Howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoor Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
Lone Star Community Radio is on FM. That's right. Set your radio dials and your button presets to Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1 coming in June 2016. To celebrate this edition and the addition of video versions of our talk show and music shows on YouTube and cable TV, we are offering special sponsorship rates, which include free audio spots that are played throughout our broadcasts. Interested? Check out our sponsor rates for shows just like this one you're listening to right now online at irlonestar.com/sponsor. Or call the station at 936-647-5747. Reaching the people of Montgomery County with Montgomery County's community radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back. Boy, it has been so much fun talking to Travis Bryant about the Renaissance Festival. I want it to be like tomorrow. And but he's teaching us patience and waiting and all that. But I got to tell you about tomorrow, what is going to happen. Yay. And you know this guy, Bob Smiley, is going to be here tomorrow. And he's going to get into some stuff in his life that wouldn't be funny to anyone else. But I think he found the fun side of stuff. And he always can find a funny angle to anything. And this was probably the hardest one he had to, a challenge in his life that he had to do, and you can't miss it because he's now ready to talk about it, and of course he knows he's coming into a very loving situation, and I would do nothing to exploit or hurt that, but of course it's great radio. And he understands that this is like, wow, this happened to you, and if it could happen to you, here's how he found to deal with it, and it could help you. So, but of course he's got some stories that have happened along the way, and he's great. So you'll be LOLing all over the place. If you listen to the show tomorrow, Bob Smiley, Christian comedian that is extremely popular, his popularity just keeps growing and growing, and now with the media that has changed from the time he started and everything that's happened, the technology and all that, he can stay in constant contact with all of his fans. But what's cool about IR Lone Star, the internet part of this radio station, is that everybody, everywhere, can listen to him, and they can Facebook us, and we will not at all, edit anything that you send in something. We believe everything's trending. Anything's trending here, and we do not discriminate on things, especially with Bob Smiley being here. So you guys can ask any question you want to, and it's going to be very eye-opening and heart-opening. So I hope that you will be here. It's going to be a treat for your ears. But we had Travis Bryant with us today, and so happy that he's with us because the Renaissance Festival is an enigma to everybody that has never been there. And so they want to try and find out everything they can before they step into that world and are not embarrassed or not feel like, oh, I'm going to feel so stupid if I walk in there and somebody comes up and asks me a question or does something. But it's not that way, right? You go in and... the visitors are the kings and queens, really.
Yes,
in
they
that.
really are.
And you're treated that way.
The guests are king and queen. They really are. Everybody, they are. They now. Not everyone has the same kind of reverence for kings and queens in our village, but even then, it's all done playfully, and
That's right.
so it really is a great immersive theatrical experience,
right?
We'll have our performance company is made up of about 160 actors who will rehearse for 7 weekends before the festival actually opens. They'll be out there starting in mid-August. They'll be out there every weekend working on creating their characters and their group bits, and so that by the time they come out, the guests are out there in October. We have created this really immersive environment that feels authentic. And
so they're well trained, rehearsed. And so that when people come out, and they will treat every day like it's opening day, right?
Absolutely,
The energy level has to be there.
Yes,
right?
it does. It does, and we preach that message over and over again that the people that come on the closing day deserve the same show that the people that came on the opening day got.
Amen, brother. I
And,
agree. I'm so glad y'all have that attitude.
And actually, though, sometimes actually the it gets better, because as hard as you work until you've got with any show, and as hard as you work on it in rehearsal, you never know till you get it up in front of an audience what it's going to be like. And so, and it's the same for them. And they discover, because so much of what we do is improv and interactive.
Right.
It's at least for the path characters.
And that keeps it fresh because you've got
very
different people
fresh,
coming.
So you're going to have, you can work up this really cool conversational bit that you might do with somebody passing through the lanes. And depending on who you do it with, it can go completely different. And, so it's a lot of fun.
Because as well as anyone, they walk away from some of these theme parks, and maybe they didn't get to go June 1st to Six Flags or something like that. So they're going August thing, and it may be the couple weekends before they close. And so they get the kid that has had it with everybody.
Yeah, right.
Hates the human race, can't stand kids, will never have children, will never get married. And they are so, okay... welcome to so
enjoy the
can
ride.
you enjoy the ride. And like everybody keep your arms in, but if you don't want to, it's okay, because we'd like to see some flesh be burned. So you feel like they're so bored with their job, and you just hate having to interrupt their thinking or texting. Could you open the gate for me? I got to get into this ride. And so I am so glad to hear and to feel, know that I'm going to be able to feel like this is a grand opening every day. It's a grand opening for this, because that's the energy you want. Yeah. That's really what you want from people. But that's really good to know. Now, to be a character in this, you have an opportunity this Saturday, correct?
Yes, we are having our second round of auditions for our performance company and for specialty acts. Specialty acts obviously are those acts that would be performing on a stage someplace, that, like, whether it's magicians, jugglers, fire breathers, dancers, musicians, things like that. And then our performance company is this group of 150 or so actors who play our different courts and our kings and our queens and our peasants and everybody in between.
And the fairies.
Yes, fantasy characters as well. So our second round of auditions are this Saturday, May 14th. The audition process is lots of fun, actually. It's basically playing a lot of improv games. because so much of what we do out there is improv in nature.
Yes.
We do have some scripted shows, but most of what they're doing is you're developing within what the parameters of your character is. And who your character is. Right. How you would interact with different people, and so it's done kind of in a workshop format. We'll ask them to come up with something. One of my favorite games to watch. It's one of the first ones that we play with them. It's a game called Say My Name or Remember My Name. Remember my name. And because that's what we want our characters to do. We want everybody that performs out there to be somebody memorable. And you see that happening. You'll see people that get recognized. They tell stories about how they'll be in a grocery store someplace and they'll go, hey, aren't you that guy that was the Italian, the Godfather out there? And so
that's great.
And people that come back every year looking for a particular character. There was one guy who then, and people have been out there at the festival for a long time will remember the ogre. The ogre sat under a bridge and he would say the most insulting things to people as they crossed by. He retired several years ago, because we've been around for 42 years. So he finally retired, but I still have people come up to me when I go talk about the festival with different groups. They'll say, "Can you guys get the ogre back?
Oh,
he was hilarious."
That's great.
So that's what we kind of try to do. And so like the game that's Remember My Name is you get up there and you tell people your name, but you try to do it in a way that will make them remember what your real name is.
Now, y'all haven't contacted Dennis O'Connor about this part or anything like that, no?
Dennis is welcome to come out. I don't know. I don't know. Dennis may be too much for even us. I don't know. Dennis, if you're out there, I love you.
Yes.
But yeah, so we play a lot of different improv games. We have them try out some different dialects.
Right.
But what's interesting to me is how many of our performance company members, we have people that are from the theater and that work and act in other places around the city, but how many of them actually come from other places out that you wouldn't think? For instance, our queen, the lady who plays the queen of the festival. This will be her 16th year, I guess.
Wow.
In her real life, she's a petroleum engineer.
That's great.
She works in a geologist. She works in the energy industry, and has a great career. I mean, and this is what she does to come out and play. And she just came out one day and decided to audition, and we found the right spot for her. And so we have people that are NASA rocket scientists and lawyers, and just a whole range of people who, in their normal jobs, you wouldn't think they'd be these wacky actors, but they come out and they let go of something, and we find something that fits.
That's so great.
So I say that to say that if you're interested in auditioning, don't feel like you have to be a professional actor to come out and do it. Now the positions are paid. And
you get paid to do that.
To do this, yes.
Oh man!
And
where are they going to go for the audition?
Auditions are out at the festival site. There are 2 auditions. There'll be one in the morning beginning at 8:30, one in the afternoon beginning at 1 o'clock. You can find all the information if you go to our website, texrenfest.com. That's TEXRENFEST.com, and click on the entertainment button, and then you'll have everything. You do need to make an appointment for your audition.
Okay. Do you need a headshot?
No, you don't. If you have a headshot and a bio and all that kind of stuff, that's great, but you don't have to have it.
Isn't it great? Because you've got a camera that you can go click.
Exactly, yes.
Do that.
That's exactly what we do.
That's really changed the auditions things. Yeah. So if they want to do that, they'll do that this Saturday. And then you have time. The tickets are starting.
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to tell them until we come back from this break what the price is going to be. This will blow you away. And if you want to go to this, you better stay with us and listen up when we come back. You are listening to The Cindy Cochran Show. We're here Monday through Friday, and we'll be right back after this break. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine-assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness, injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
Hi, I'm Mike Sasser, your host of the Health Hour right here on Lone Star Community Radio. I'd like to invite you to tune in to my live show each Wednesday starting at 1 p.m. I like to say it's an hour of health news you can use. Be a part of the conversation by going to MikeSasser.com and clicking on Contact Mike for my email, Facebook, and Twitter links. The Health Hour with Mike Sasser every Wednesday at 1 p.m. on Lone Star Community Radio, your local source for healthy living.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
You got that right. Thank you, Dennis O'Connor. Yes, it is opinionated. It is my opinion, and so that's just, my reality is my opinion, and I don't, it's okay. But I always tell everybody, please, if you have a different opinion, Facebook me, let me know what your opinion is. I will read it. I will read it without, regard to what you say. I want to read it, and it won't be edited, or I won't suppress anything that you say, because that's interesting to me, and I know that everybody doesn't think the way I do. I understand that. I don't know why, but no, I understand that people don't think the same way I do, and that's okay. But if you have a reason, you can give me a good, reasonable, reaction to it. I love that. As long as you're not mean about it, it's fine, because we can still walk away friends, and we're still human beings, and we need to connect. And the fact that we do have differences makes it fun, so it's okay to be that way. I have learned a lot from my Democrat friends, that there is a compassion about people who are old Democrats that feel like the underdog is the one we need to take care of. We need to take care of people and all that. Why the Republicans don't have that same reputation, I don't get that at all, because the Republicans I know that, and a lot of them are very devout Christians, and we take care of people in the churches and stuff. Don't mean that everybody's right and all that stuff, and I know that they're, people have their own agendas and all that, but I think human beings are human beings, and I love that about what they've portrayed, and they have this reputation, and we want to take care of the poor, and and all that stuff. That's wonderful. It's good to have that kind of reputation, but there has been a lift of what a lot of the Democrats, like my mom, my dad, when they started lifting a lot of the social things to where it didn't jive with what they were, being taught at church. It was like they had a real problem figuring all that out. But it is still the fact that we are human beings on this earth, and we do have compassion. And when we make somebody feel better, when we lift somebody up and we make them feel better, God has it all planned out that you feel you feel better than they do. Even though you've done something for them and something so gracious and all that, you will feel better than the one that received it. When he said it's better to give than receive, there is a reason for that. And so you do get that sense of thank you for building us that way, because it does make me want to help people and do something good for people because of the reward that I get out of it, which is, was secondary because that's not what I meant, but I got it, and it's amazing. So making somebody happy and you'll be happier is what we talk about at the end of every show, and there is a reason for that, because you will feel better. And even if you want to, if you want to Facebook me and tell me how great you love the show, go ahead and do that and make me feel better. it'll be so. And I like that everybody likes everybody. I love the liking part of Facebook. So maybe there's still some good to Facebook, even though this horrible story's come out today, and you're going to hear it ad nauseum. I'm telling you. I'm sure Rush is going to lead off with that today, and then he'll talk about Paul Ryan and Hillary and everybody. So anyway, but I do thank Travis Bryant for being here, and we want to talk about and lead you with this. This is a great news story. How much are the tickets that we're going to be able to buy right now ahead of time?
1 day only.
1 day only?
This Saturday, May 14th.
1 day, Saturday.
6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Online only, textrenfest.com. Tickets will be $10.95 each.
$10.95.
These are any day tickets, good for any day during the 2016 festival, except for school days. They will never be this cheap.
And normally
again.
they are.
Normally, gate price is $30. The online discount price, if you bought them advance, is $23.95. So we're looking at about a 65% savings.
Whoa! Saturday, and they get them online.
Online.
Go online to
TexRenFest.
TEX. Thank you, because I've never been able to spell Renaissance. TexRenFest. TexRenFest. That's where you're going to save all this money. Mm-hmm. And you want to save money, and you want to do this in October. Mm-hmm. You just get the tickets, put them in your safety deposit box, and that's how you're going to do it. And I have got this commitment from Travis that he's going to do some giveaways. Yeah. And you'll be able to do that through the Cindy Cochran Show. Yes. We'll make you do something really, really ridiculous to earn them. But anyway, we're going to be doing that. So you guys, but $10. That's amazing.
$10.95, yeah. It's an amazingly.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say $11. Is that okay? $11. $11 as opposed to.
There is a $1 processing fee. We actually cut that in half. Normally it's $2, so it's only $1. So you're looking at $11.95 total per ticket.
Okay, guys, that's amazing deal. Even the 30 years so worth it because of the food and everything that's out there that you have at your disposal, and flushing toilets. Don't forget that. Bucky's style bathrooms will be out there, and you will have no problem eating as much as you possibly want, no matter what your gut says. It's just that's 1 day you're forgiven for that 1 day. Anyway, you guys, it's so exciting for you all to have been with us, and we just hope you come back tomorrow, because we got Bob Smiley tomorrow, and tell your friends and family and tune in all over the world. It's okay. Listen, we'll see you in the morning. Make somebody happy, you'll be happier. We promise. That's a promise. Okay, love you guys, and love you, Mom, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, Internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schisler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schisler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.